Okay, guys, a while back we took a dive into the Adult Swim anime Uzumaki, and let's just say it was a wild ride for the wrong reasons. If you don't remember, it was a 4 episode series that landed a pretty low rating in my scale, so I promised that I'll check out the live action version, and here we are. I rewatched the live 2000 live action of Uzumaki film that's called Spiral, and I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. I could confidently say, aside from the anime, it's a let's just get this review on. I'm Alton, the analyst, and we're going to talk about the movie Spiral. All right. So we've dove into the history of Uzumaki in the anime review. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and click this video up here so you can check it out. And then come back and join us. Like, comment, all that good stuff. And come back and join us so we can hurry things up. And it came to my attention that most of you guys aren't subscribed. So hopefully I earn your subscription at the end of this video. But in case you are forgetful, go ahead and subscribe now. And after the manga wrapped up in 2000, they decided to turn it into a movie, which came out in 2000. It's English translated, but it's one of those horrible dubs that people used to really make fun of back in the late 90s, 2000s. But it's, it came out, and it... What do you want me to say? I said most of the things in that video back then. Let's talk about this movie. Let's talk about this movie. The plot of the live action Uzumaki closely mirrors the manga and the anime. We follow a young girl named Kuri who shares somewhat of ambitious relationships with a boy named Sichui. The town they live in is under a strange curse centered around spirals, everything from gentle whirlwinds to the local dragon pond swirling into a vortex, and even people turning into snails. It's sincerely bizarre. While the film sticks closely to the source material, I have to say that the story just doesn't resonate with me. I think it's just an ass story. When I watched the anime, I had vague memory of the movie, and so I decided to dive into the manga, and then I rewatched the film now. I just find it has lacks of depth and coherence. The mysteries around the spirals is intriguing, but instead we get nothing from it. It's just like we get no depth from it. Like I said earlier, it's just ass. I think I do actually hate the story of Uzumaki. Doesn't matter what forms it in. The manga, though the art is great, the art is magnificent, is in the I would say the first episode of the anime was very impressive too. And I can see why this would be a good premise for a horror movie, but not a good horror movie. The plot gets a 1 out of 3 for me. I fought and thought hard not to give it anything lower than that, but this is just really me being nice, and I need to quit being nice. But this shit is horrible. I don't know. I would say aside from the art, I would think that's the only thing that holds up Junji's legacy is the art itself. If y'all say they can be different, then let me know why. The world building in the live action Uzumaki is essentially the same in the manga and the anime. We're still in the same town, dealing with the same eerie phenomena, and unfortunately, no layers are added to the lore. While the live action format does make the town folk feel a bit more immersive, and just the town itself feels immersive, just because it's real life, it doesn't really explain the mysteries behind the spirals, or why is it choosing this town? How does the outside feel? It feels the same mysteries with no deeper insight. So basically the same problems that I had with the anime and manga existed in the movie. I one out of three. The character development in the live action Uzumaki or just Spiral, let's just call it Spiral, gets a tiny bit of grace because they do put some effort in deepening the relationship between Kiri and Suichi. We get a glimpse of their past through flashbacks, and there's a scene where someone asks if they're still together, and she answers with a hint of saying it's more than friendships. It's a nice touch. They actually put a little more energy into what their relationship is and who these two people are. So I would give it a little more than that, because it doesn't do that like that in the anime for sure. But beyond that, the rest of the characters fall flat in the horror film. You really need to care about the characters to feel the stakes, and unfortunately, the investment just isn't there. If the characters aren't compelling, their deaths or what happened to them isn't scary. It's laughable, to be honest. It's like, so the character development, I'd give it a little more respect, a little bit, because of the relationship they had between the two kiddos. So I give it a 1.4. That's really all I could do for it, because I think I hate this show. I think I hate this art. I don't like it. Let's just move on. All right. So this movie came out about 25 years ago. So I'll cut it some slack. Even as a millennial who grew up in the 2000s, I've seen a lot of late 90s movies and early 90s movies, late 80s movies that still keep up, especially when it comes to terms of CGI. But this is a mixed bag, you know. The moments where they cleverly incorporate spirals into scenes, making you feel as distorted as the characters in the movie itself, is a neat touch. Beyond that, the visuals are a hit or miss. Like I said, it was times that I'll be watching the movie and I myself would see a spiral randomly, as if like the lens itself that was recording the scene had a spiral on it. And that's why I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like the fact that they're trying to make the crowd or the audience emerge into the art itself. So I get that. I like that. I haven't seen too many like films do that. But beyond that, the visuals are a hit or miss. Carrie's hair color being black instead of blonde is a small but noticeable detail. Some practical effects like the snail boy slime and Suichi's twisted contortions come off more funny than creepy. And those surreal moments like faces in the sky are more amusing than terrifying. So while I appreciate the creativity and the eerie atmosphere, it doesn't quite land the horror punch it's going for. I give the visuals a 1.7 out of 3, and that's mostly because of the thing I told you of how like the film will make you think that you're seeing spirals too. To sum it all up, after going through the manga, the anime, the live action movie, I've got to say I really don't like this product of art. I've probably already said it, but I mainly just don't like his storytelling. Absolutely ass. But his art is fucking magnificent, but his storytelling is just ass. I mean, there's so much lore into different forms of horror, or if you think about other horror things. Like King's Game had more depth in this shit, and this is highly regarded. But it doesn't matter whether you prefer to the manga, the anime, or whatever. The total that it gets in my book for the live action movie is a 5.1 over 12, and I think that's a little higher of a score than what the anime got, and that's not something to be so proud of. If you're a hardcore fan of Junji, it might be worth checking out for curiosity's sake. But if you're just looking for something truly terrifying and truly to something enjoy, or an example of how live action can actually come out great, this is not it. And the crazy thing is, this is not an anime adapted into a live action. This is just manga straight to live action, and it still was ass. I would say I've seen worse live action adaptations. I have. That just doesn't excuse this, though. The only excuse I give it is because it's about a 25-year-old movie. But like I said, there's movies that come out that's from the year 2000 that still hold up to this day. And this is just not one of them. Okay? If you enjoyed my take, and I think this is the quickest I've recorded a video ever for a review. But if you enjoy my take on live action adaptations, please go ahead and check out the last adaptation of live actions that I did, and that was for Cells at Work. All I could say is that it's better than this fucking movie. And also check out my last anime review that I did on Ranma 1/2 the remake. I really enjoyed that, so check that out too. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Ace Academy, and also to really become a member, go ahead and hit that link in the description so you can join my Discord. All right, I'm out to the analyst, and y'all keep doing you. I don't gotta wrap up yet, so I don't know how to wrap it up yet, but we're gonna find out. Okay,